What's up, guys? It's Drew from the Epic Dad Company here. Hey, I am super excited to present what I'm about to show to you guys. So we've been building this company for close to 18 months or so since we first got started. And we launched our first product, our natural pre-workout, in November of last year. And we have been working steadily, consistently, and getting after it all to this point right here, which is where we're pitching for investment funding. So if you don't know anything about the supplement space, it is extremely capital intensive. You're talking about, $50 to $100,000 to $200,000 orders, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sitting on that type of cash. So we feel like we have really nailed the audience down. We feel like we've nailed our messaging down. We feel like we're providing a ton of value. And so what we're trying to do here is to get investors to buy into our mission, buy into our vision, that we want to change the culture of dads and create epic dads. And so what you guys are about to watch is our pitch to investors, kind of like a Shark Tank style pitch. And so I hope you guys enjoy. This is where we're at right now in the company in November of 2022. And hopefully by around January of 23, we'll have all this funding wrapped up and we will be taking off like a rocket ship. So hope you guys enjoy. April 15th, 2016. That's a day that changed my life. It started off like any other day, but by the end, my life would fundamentally change forever. You see, my lovely wife was 38 weeks pregnant with our first child. That day, we had our weekly checkup with the doctor to make sure that everything was on track, just as we had done dozens of times during her pregnancy. So we packed up our go bags filled with diapers, wipes, pillows, books, and phone chargers, just in case baby decided to come early. Surely that wasn't the case. We had 2 more weeks to go, and as a first-time daddy, I was woefully unprepared. Sure, I'd read a couple of expectant father books. I'd practiced making a swaddle. The crib was ready. We were quote-unquote nested, but ultimately it didn't feel real, at least not that morning. All that was about to change very quickly. After checking my wife's vitals, the doctor looked at us and asked, "Do you both have your bags in the car?" Nervously, we both looked at each other and said, "Yes." When the doctor told us to go ahead and head to the hospital, we were in full panic mode. Wait a minute, you said what? We have 2 more weeks. Let me tell you, things got real quick. At 1:41 in the morning, my amazing wife pushed one last time, and I got to hold my new daughter in my hands for the first time. And as I pushed tears aside, my life changed forever. And it's something that no baby book on the planet can prepare you for. Life was not just about me anymore. My life was now about supporting this young, beautiful girl, about loving her unconditionally, about raising her, teaching her, loving her, and ultimately preparing her to go forth into the world without me. At 1:41 in the morning, my entire life changed in an instant. And then my life changed 2 more times, each time as magical as the first. And with each new child, my heart grew. But with each new child, my awareness of the world around began to get more heightened. Things that I never paid attention to became top of mind. I started to pay attention to what was happening in the schools that my children would eventually attend. I started paying attention to kids' cartoons and movies and messages that were teaching my children. I started to pay closer attention to our culture and the ultimate impact it would have on my kids. And I tell you what, I didn't like what I saw. To me and many others, it seems like our culture is degrading. The world's a different place from when you and I grew up. The traditional values that our culture was founded on have rapidly degraded. Values like hard work, personal responsibility, the pursuit of winning and excellence. How am I supposed to raise my kids in this culture? And more importantly, why has there been this drastic decline in the first place? And what can I do about it so my kids have a better future than I ever did? Well, to solve this problem, we have to look at the root cause. And when we peel back the layers, it's very apparent that everything starts with the father. Don't believe me? Let's take a closer look. 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 90% of homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. 85% of children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. And 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless home. And the scariest stat of them all is 43% of US children live without their father. You see, having a present and engaged father in the home is the single most important factor in a child's success in life. Not social status, not economic status, not education, but the presence of a father figure. And when we look at those stats, we're failing as fathers. We're failing our families, we're failing our culture, and ultimately, we're failing our kids. But can we really blame the culture? No. We've got to look in the mirror as fathers and point the finger back at us. Ultimately, it's our fault. We haven't been the men we need to be. We haven't been the leaders we need to be. And we haven't been the fathers that our children need. But change the culture? That's a tall order. That's not going to happen overnight. Ultimately, us dads have to do our parts as individuals to create the world we want our kids to grow up in. We've got to be more present. We've got to lead by example. We've got to fulfill our potential because our kids are watching, and it's our job to show them the way. My name is Drew Camp, and I founded the Epic Dad Company. We are a supplement company, but our job is not just to sell more supplements. No. Our job is to help create transformational change in individual dads that will fuel macro cultural change over time. And we offer amazing, best-in-class, all-natural supplements along that journey to help maximize your results as a father. Because to be the best dad you can be, you've got to take care of yourself first. A lot of times dads sacrifice their well-being all in the name of, I'm doing it for my family. Now, this may seem noble, but unless you take care of yourself first, physically, mentally, and spiritually, you will never be able to give your family 100%. When the plane's going down, what are you supposed to do? You put your mask on first, then help others around you. That's our approach. The dads have to take care of themselves if they want to be the husbands, fathers, and men they're called to be. And that journey of personal development is exactly where we come in. So, what have we been up to? Well, let's just say we've been busy. Our first goal was to create an audience and go to market with a minimum viable product that can address a specific pain point for our dads, getting the motivation and discipline to go to the gym. After all, being physically fit is step number one in fulfilling your potential as a dad. Beginning in February of 21, we started development on what would be our flagship go-to-market product, a 100% natural pre-workout to help dads get more active. After 6 grueling months of product testing, initial customer feedback, and back and forth with our manufacturer, we finally brought TEDCO Pre to market in November of 21. And we could not be happier with the results of our first minimum quantity order. Our goal here was to create the absolute best natural pre-workout in the industry, and we crushed it. But more on the product line later. Additionally, to grow our reach and value to our audience even more, we launched the Epic Dad Legacy podcast and have released over 30 episodes. This has been a great addition to the company, letting us share our message with dads all over the world. Selfishly, the podcast has also helped us create an amazing network with other successful, like-minded dads that are helping the company grow. And finally, we launched our Epic Dad 7-Day Challenge. After interviewing and polling hundreds of dads, we found that their biggest challenge is with time. Simply put, how do you get it all done while still maintaining balance as a dad? Our Epic Dad 7-Day Challenge answers that question, delivering a ton of value for free. This has been a huge driver into our email list and has created raving fans that average between 60 and 70% open rates. Our company revenue has been low, but steadily growing, topping our highest month ever last month in October. Small potatoes for sure, but all this has been done on the back of almost no advertising, just delivering value to our Epic Dads. We haven't even done a hard pitch to our audience yet. On top of that, we finally started to find our voice on social media, growing more day by day as I become more comfortable in the role of the brand owner, including one video that shot up to 5 million views. Yes, a video of me smoking my kids in a foot race, them crying, and me teaching a lesson has been seen by over 5 million people. How crazy is that? And we've been consistently growing our Facebook community dubbed the Epic Dad Crew, which now has almost 1,000 dads supporting each other on the same journey. Now, it seems like we've got some good momentum going, but we're just in the first inning. So, is the product any good? Well, we had 3 simple goals when initially launching TEDCO Pre. First, create the cleanest, most effective pre-workout in the market. I'm happy to say we've crushed this one. Second, create raving fans that buy into our mission. Our fans are second to none. And although our base is small, they are mighty. And third, create an Amazon listing that is ready to convert on day 1. I'm happy to say that our listing looks incredible. We've got amazing product photography, infographics, user-generated content, and enhanced brand content. And look at those reviews, over 50 for day 1 of the official launch. So let's talk about where we're headed. Now, we've created 4 separate avatars to help us deliver on-point messaging and help us capture market share. First, let's talk about Steve. Steve is the 5% of the market that is ready to buy. There's about 1 million of them. Steve is a dad who works out and he actively buys supplements to help him get maximum results. Steve can be found in the CrossFit gym or Gold's Gym 5 days a week and is always sporting the new No Bull shoes and 10,000 shorts. We feel that we can win and win big here by direct response advertising, focusing on the features and benefits of our supplements. The fact that our products are 100% natural, top of the line, are going to mean a whole heck of a lot for Steve. Next are the Tonys and the Marks. There's about 9.3 million of them combined. These dads are in the information gathering stage and are problem aware. We feel like we can go after Tony and Mark with top of funnel content marketing and drive them towards our solution with education. The broader market of Chris's is really where the gold is. Chris is overworked, he's stressed, and he's angry. He wants to be a better dad, but has no idea that prioritizing health and wellness is the key. And no other supplement company is addressing his pain point. Sure, they'll try to get him to go to the gym to get jacked, but Chris isn't interested in that. Chris is interested in becoming a better father. And this is where we come in and identify the problem that they have and drive them to adopt the strategy of improving their health and well-being. There's close to 16 million Chris's that we can potentially impact. So, since we're not just selling supplements, what are we selling? We're selling our values. We're selling our transformation. We're selling the journey towards personal excellence as a father. Let's take a look at a couple of other brands that have had massive success using the same approach. Black Rifle Coffee Company. Heard of them? They're a coffee company, but they don't sell coffee. No, they sell their values. And a lot of people resonate to the tune of $1.7 billion in their initial public offering. Jeremy's Razors from Daily Wire founder Jeremy Boring is another example. They started a razor company specifically countering the value set of Harry's razors. And their fans that have the same conservative principles ate it up. They sold 45,000 razor subscriptions the very first week. And finally, within the supplement space, someone who does this very well is Ghost Supplements. They don't sell supplements. They sell a millennial, stick it to the man lifestyle. And they've been very successful at it. So successful that they're one of the fastest growing supplement brands in the world right now, with revenues over $25 million per year. So as you can see, we're in good company with other values-based brands. Now, let's talk about how we plan to win in this market. This graphic may look familiar to all the cap inkers out there, and it's exactly how we are implementing the owner's model to guarantee success. We're combining the 3 pillars of audience, product, and sales to create a real brand. Let's dive into each of these 3 pillars, beginning with our product. Our MVP pre-workout is on point, but to make it even better, we partner with a new manufacturer that will set us up to scale. These guys work with the big boys to deliver product at scale and on time. Not to mention, they're 10 minutes down the road from me. And finally, our second production run of TEDCO Pre is on the way at a much better cost that will allow us to scale via advertising and PPC. We've got several products in the works that our customers are asking for, including a hydration mix, a sleep aid, a focus blend, and a collagen protein. 2 of these products are currently in the sampling stage. On the audience front, we just signed our first sponsored athlete, which will help amplify our message on day one. He's well known in the fitness space, is a girl dad, and has an Instagram reach of over 100,000 followers. And we're currently in the talks with several others. We're also putting the final touches on our affiliate program for our loyal customers to, 1, save money on their products, but 2, drive more eyeballs to the company and more traffic to our Amazon listings. And finally, we struck partnerships with several mission-aligned companies that will help drive awareness to the brand via joint ventures. Our primary sales channel is Amazon.com due to the scale of the platform. However, our customer acquisition strategy will be through direct response advertising on Facebook and Instagram to our Steves. We plan to launch a free plus shipping offer for a trial of our pre-workout and then direct that customer to Amazon.com for a full-size purchase and subscription. We've done some initial testing on this strategy, and the results have been very promising. We're currently gathering lessons learned and plan on signing ScaleBoom, an advertising agency that will help us deliver on this strategy at scale. Our Amazon.com approach is pretty simple and straightforward. We'll leverage industry experts via an agency to get us to 25 sales a day as quickly as possible, then rinse and repeat with additional products. We've had in-depth discussions with Turnkey Solutions about this approach for over 6 months, and we'll bring them on to help us dominate the Amazon platform. Let's take a look at our financial projections for a second. We plan on launching our V2 pre-workout in January of next year and growing this to 25 sales a day by April, at which point we'll launch our hydration mix, which is currently in sampling. Launching this second SKU will get us to a $1 million run rate by the end of 23, given reorders, subscription, and brand reach. By following this strategy of 25 sales a day, then new product launch, we'll reach a $2 million run rate by the end of 2023 and a $6 million run rate by the end of 2024. Now, before I ask you for money, I feel it's necessary to give some context as to my experience and leadership capability. First, I started my career in the Army as an airborne infantryman. It was my job to jump out of planes, blow stuff up, and shoot things. And I had the opportunity to lead soldiers in combat in some of the most stressful conditions imaginable. I started my corporate career at Deloitte, one of the top consulting firms in the world, where I had the chance to lead project teams and deliver results. I then went back to school and earned my MBA from the University of Georgia, go Dogs, all while balancing multiple priorities like a full-time career and a family. And in my current role, I've had the opportunity to lead several business units and own P&Ls of over $100 million in business for one of the largest Fortune 50 companies in the world. And in the background of all these experiences, I've been avidly learning, testing, growing, and flexing my entrepreneurial skill sets. Additionally, I brought on a strategic advisor in the manufacturing space that gives major insights to help with early growth. As you can see, we've laid a solid foundation over the last 12 months. We know our audience, we know our products, and we know our sales channels, and we're making a real impact. We are a real brand. The foundation is set. We're ready to light the match. And today, we're asking for the fuel. We're asking for $300,000 for 10% of the Epic Dad Company. This funding will first and foremost be used to hire strategic multipliers, things like an advertising agency, an Amazon agency, website developers, and a 3PL. These strategic hires will allow me, the brand owner, to focus on the biggest needle movers for the company: strategic relationships, audience building, and messaging. We're specifically looking for someone with experience in scaling a supplement brand, has direct-to-consumer and retail experience, and access to networking opportunities. With 5-year revenues projected at $15 million and a $26.3 million valuation, your $300,000 investment will 8.7x, a $2.63 million return. The opportunity to join our team at the very beginning of an exciting growth-fueled journey, create real impact, and change the culture won't last very long. Thank you very much for your time and consideration today, and I look forward to hearing your questions. Go be epic.